They expect us to drink that? Captain Grant's voice boomed across the command hub, the disbelief clear in his tone, mirrored by the bewilderment in the eyes of his crew. They had faced countless threats since the Terran Alliance had joined the intergalactic stage, a stage full of unimaginable horrors. But nothing had prepared them for this. Commander Jex cleared his throat, glancing nervously at the holographic projection before him. "It's true, Captain," he said quietly. "The reports from Zella Outpost confirm it. The Valak Dominion has developed a new form of liquid-based weaponry, chemical agents with the potential to annihilate entire worlds. They've already used it in several sectors, erasing entire civilizations within days. And now," he hesitated. "Now, they've sent us an ultimatum." Captain Grant's second-in-command, Rain, frowned, his rugged features tightening with resolve. "What's the ultimatum, Jex?" Jex hesitated again, his eyes flickering to the communication relay where the message from the Valak sovereign glowed ominously. "Surrender or face total annihilation by hydro-assimilation. They've already targeted Gaia." The room fell into a tense silence. The Valak were feared throughout the galaxy, not only for their brutal conquests, but for their terrifying innovations in biological warfare. The notion of a weaponized liquid that could corrupt and destroy life on such a massive scale had seemed like a nightmare until now. "They call it the Aquam Vortex," Jex continued, his voice breaking the uneasy quiet. "A liquid that can infiltrate any biological system, rewriting it on a molecular level. Once it enters a planet's water supply, it spreads to all living organisms, corrupting their DNA. It transforms entire populations into Valak drones. We've witnessed it, Captain. It's unstoppable." A ripple of dread passed through the officers. The Valak were not known for bluffing. If they claimed to have developed a doomsday weapon, it was almost certain that they had the means to use it. "And they expect us to surrender just like that?" Grant leaned over the console, scanning the data feed with narrowed eyes. "They expect us to bend the knee?" Jex nodded gravely. "They believe Earth is too valuable as a strategic and resource hub. They think we'll capitulate rather than face total destruction." Grant rose to his full height, his imposing figure casting a long shadow across the room. "They think wrong. We're humans, damn it. We've faced extinction before, and we've always found a way to survive." A murmur of agreement rippled through the crew, their confidence momentarily restored by the captain's defiance. But Commander Jex wasn't as easily swayed. "With respect, Captain, this isn't like any threat we've encountered before. This weapon doesn't just kill, it conquers. If the Aquam Vortex hits Gaia's atmosphere, it's over. We'll be slaves before we even realize what's happened." Grant stared at the holographic image of Earth, his mind racing. Surrender was not an option, but conventional defenses were useless against something so insidious. They needed a solution, something unprecedented. "Have we analyzed the substance?" he asked suddenly. "What do we know about its composition?" Jex blinked, caught off guard by the sudden shift in direction. "Yes, Captain. The science team aboard the Vanguard managed to capture a sample from the Zella outpost. They're studying it now. Initial reports suggest it's an amalgam of heavy water, bioagents, and some form of nanite structure. It's water, sir. But not like any we've seen before. It's highly reactive but stable, until it comes into contact with living tissue. Have they tested it on humans yet?" Grant's tone was cold. Jex swallowed. "Unofficially, yes. A small dose on isolated tissue samples. The results were catastrophic. The cells mutated almost instantly, transforming into something alien. And that was just from a few drops." "Just a few drops, huh?" Grant murmured, his eyes narrowing. "Yes, sir, but the real danger is in its propagation. Once inside, it spreads through the bloodstream like wildfire. It doesn't just kill, Captain. It transforms." Grant considered the information for a long moment. "And what about other species? Have the Valak used it on themselves?" Jex shook his head. "Unlikely. The Valak are aquatic, naturally resistant to most toxins. Their biology is vastly different from ours." Grant's eyes gleamed with a sudden idea, an idea so wild it made his head spin. What if we didn't resist it? The command center erupted in a chorus of disbelief. Are you serious, Captain? Jex's face paled. That's suicide. You're talking about letting an alien bioweapon into our systems. It would destroy us all. Not necessarily, Grant replied slowly, his mind racing. We're missing something. The Valak designed this weapon to assimilate, to transform what it touches into something that serves them. But what if we could change the outcome? What if we could reprogram it? Jex's face drained of color. Sir, the only way to do that would be to allow it inside a living host, to adjust it as it assimilates. That would require volunteers. We'd need men who are willing to take the risk, Grant said, his voice resolute, to let this thing inside them and see if we can fight it from within. The room fell silent again. It was madness, a plan that defied every survival instinct. But in Captain Grant's eyes, there was a glint of something more. Defiance. The Valak can't control it the way we might be able to, he continued. They don't understand us, but we do. If we can survive the initial exposure, we might be able to turn their weapon against them. Jex shook his head, disbelief etched across his face. And if we can't? Grant's grin was wild. Then we give them one hell of a last stand. The room crackled with tension. The captain's plan was insane, but faced with certain doom, what other option did they have? They could surrender and die, or they could fight back the only way humans knew how, by doing the impossible. I'll notify the science team to prepare, Jex said with a sigh. But who's going to volunteer for this? Who'd be crazy enough to drink a bioweapon? Grant's eyes gleamed. We'll start with me.
On this path of life, walking side by side, new dreams unfold, together we glide. There's a spark in our eyes, a fresh light within. A story of life where you and I begin. When you're here, the road is bright. In every turn, there's peace inside. The heart beats strong, a feeling so pure. When you're here, nothing feels unsure. Even the sky is dressed in its hue, with simple joys I find with you. Step by step, we journey on. A world of dreams where you belong. When you're here, the road is bright. In every turn, there's peace inside. The heart beats strong, a feeling so pure. When you're here, nothing feels unsure. Even the sky is dressed in its hue, with simple joys I find with you. Step by step we journey on, a world of dreams where you belong. When you're here, the road is bright. In every turn, there's peace inside. The heart beats strong, a feeling so pure. When you're here, nothing feels unsure. Every moment feels so close. With you here, I found my home. Bound together by heart's silent ties. Every second special with you nearby. When you're here, the road is bright. In every moment, there's your light. A heartbeat song,